The Type 71 is an absolute beast in Tier 10. It's kind of like the old IS-4, but way better. For example, the tank has actually surprisingly good mobility. Like, I was driving it today, it might only reach a top speed of 37, but it's got really good mobility due to the improved suspension that the vehicle features, which is really nice. It has a lot of hit points at 2650, which is also really nice, and then you have the premium pen, 356 millimeters of AP, which is crazy. I mean, that's enough to butter through any armor. I was aiming in on a WZ-113 GFT fully haul down, and I just buttered right through it like it didn't even exist. And the best part, or actually, I don't know if it's the best part, but next update, Wargaming is increasing the penetration by like a further 6 millimeters. That means that this tank is going to have literally tank destroyer levels of pen. Little crazy. I should also mention the next update. The vehicle is getting higher damage on the premium ammo. So it's going from 360 damage a shot when you load gold to 400. Yeah. Basically what Wargaming's doing with the Japanese tanks is they're saying, hey, if you load premium ammo, there's no downside. It's kind of like playing World of Tanks PC, which I personally don't really agree with. I think that you should be punished for loading gold. Obviously, if you can't pen an opponent and you have to dab the gold ammo, it's understandable. You know, there's times that I'm aiming in on a mouse, for example, and my AP doesn't have enough to reliably cut through the turret, so I have to load premium ammo. But I think that it's fair that a mouse should take less damage when loading gold because of the fact it's slow, because of the fact it's inaccurate, and that its side armor, rear, and even frontal protection just isn't that great. So in my eyes, I feel like you should be punished to loading gold ammo, but that's kind of how I see it. I don't know, obviously, if everybody agrees with that in the comments. What I will say is that Wargaming is going to cook this tank next update. It is going to be an absolute freaking beast. I mean, it's already a beast. I played it for 10 games today and averaged 4,500 damage. That's ridiculous when you think about it. 4,500 damage in this tank. You can see here the mobility, and it's not bad. Like, again, this is a tank that's supposed to be slow, but, I mean, it's surprisingly fast. We're chilling here at 38 kilometers per hour. We're making our way to mid, and trying to think of how I want to take apart this situation. We have the FE4202 up top, and I'm just going to push, honestly. I'm going to push right onto this Conqueror. And we're going to see if we can get some damage into his tank. So, let's move up. And hello, Conqueror. There you go. Nice shot. Now, here's something that's also really nice about the Type 71 is that it's actually really accurate. People don't realize this, but the on-movement dispersion of this vehicle is surprisingly good. Its damage per shot is also really good at 420, which is really, really solid. So, the STB bounces me, and I'm not going to waste anything on a repair kit. Was hoping we could pen the STB there, but we weren't able to. However, it's not too big of a deal. We're just going to push him. I really... Oh, well, that's a problem. I mean, we pen the STB fine, but I didn't expect them to have a grill sitting literally as far back as he possibly could. But you can already see a great example of the armor on this tank. It's incredible. This STB is really struggling to deal with me here, and... well, we're just going to drive right on over again, and even though we get penned, we track the STB, locking him in position. We're going to angle the hull out, and beautiful. We got the 268 in the back. We're going to aim it on the 268. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. Again, the accuracy is also really good on this tank. Like, there's nothing bad about the Type. It really is just an incredible vehicle. Everything about it is fantastic. It has DPM, it has accuracy, it has mobility, and it has a lot of hit points, which are all really, really wanted aspects of a vehicle, if you ask me. So, we're going to clear the STB. I was a little worried that the 268 might try and push me, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We have enough health to take a shot from the 268 as it is, so I'm not really too worried about it. We're just going to move up at this point. And again, look at the mobility on this thing. Like, 37, as I mentioned before, it's not... Look at this thing. It's a beast. 37 isn't that fast, but because it has that combat suspension or whatever, the improved suspension, it just allows you to actually have a pretty good effective power to weight. So we're going to push over here on the 268, and we're going to get a bounce on him. That's just goofy. Looks like we ended up hitting a part of his vehicle that really shouldn't have bounced, but oh well. Not that big of a deal. We're going to aim it on the Progetto. We're going to get a clear on him. And we got the 268 running as fast as he can because he is the gingerbread man. Wow. That was my fault a little bit. I was aiming in on the side, and then he turned towards me at the last second, and because of that, ended up shooting him in the gun mantlet. Little unfortunate, but it's not that big of a deal. We were able to win this game with really no effort. We bounced a lot of damage, 1900 blocked. We did 3600. This is kind of average type gameplay. To do well in a Type 71, you need to know how to angle. If you don't know how to angle properly, you're probably going to do mediocre in this tank. I mean, the armor is great, that even if you are a beginner, you will still do pretty well in it. But it's not like an IS-7. The IS-7, all you need to do is hide the lower plate, and that's about it. I mean, the sides of the IS-7 are ridiculously troll and get way more bounces than they deserve to. And the upper plate's pretty strong. You know, in general, the IS-7 doesn't have many weak spots, especially no hatch. The Type 71 does have weak spots. The corner cutouts on each side of the vehicle are a weakness, especially if you're decent at aiming. The lower plate is obviously a weak spot, but very well angled, so can be troll to pen. And then the biggest weak spot, in my opinion, is the hatch. If you know how to aim at the hatch properly, you're going to pen it at least 50 to 60% of the time. And that is a bit of a bummer, especially because of the fact it's, you know, not the hardest hitting heavy. The Type only has 420 alpha, which means that if you're in a tank destroyer and you manage to pen the hatch of the Type, you're going to absolutely rip it apart. But it doesn't really matter. You got 2,600 hit points, you got a lot of armor, and you've got a really solid gun. I'm not going to say the gun's amazing. Like, I don't love the Type gun because it really trolls you randomly, and that's super irritating. Getting trolled is one of the most annoying things for me personally, and if I were told that I could take away the troll aspect of a gun, trust me, I would. But this tank, you have to live with a little bit of troll. Thankfully, the rest of the armor is so good, and the rest of the mechanics and capabilities are so good, it really doesn't make too much of a matter. We can see here the good power to weight of the tank, 37 kilometers per hour. I mean, I'm going way faster than my Super Conk or any of the other heavies on my team, and even, you know, keeping up with the Leopard who just managed to pass us. So it's a really good example here of where the Type 71 is just a beast in terms of mobility. Now, the enemy team does have a lot of dangerous heavies and other types of vehicles, but I don't think they're actually going towards this side of the map. We can see the YAG is already spotted. That's one of the big downsides of driving a YAG Panzer E100 is you have such a bad camo value. The IS-4 is also detected, but he is not nearly as exposed. The YAG is definitely the main player I would like to get cleared. Oh, okay, well, there you go. Nice shot right into the engine deck of the YAG, or lower plate actually, and we took a nice 450 off of him. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's reload again and see if we can get some more damage off of his tank. Let's see. We did spot an enemy 60 who is going to try and shoot me, but he misses. That's a big ol' L, buddy boy. We're going to ignore the 60 for now, and we are going to push the YAG Panzer. The YAG is a big threat, and I don't want to lose, you know, all of my health to a tungsten shell. So we're just going to chill behind the YAG for now. He doesn't really know what to do. I always love when people like this decide they're going to try and, like, turn, like that's going to save them. The moment you're flanked by a heavy or any tank in, you know, that type of tank destroyer, your game's probably over. So we got the WZ, he shoots me, but we do hit him back, and he's going to lose a lot more health than I do because I got teammates over there. So we're going to just reload, and we're going to push over towards the IS-4, and nice little shot into his tank for 390. We have the 50B, though, in front, which is a problem. We're going to angle, and there you go. One bounce from the 50B. That's pretty good. We're going to poke the IS-4. Angle. We do get penned. Looks like he got me in the corner. But we're doing pretty good. So far, we've gotten some bounces, we've gotten some pens, and we're doing everything we need to in our current time frame. So we get a nice shell into the 60. The 60 has APCR standard, which really isn't going to help him too much. Yeah. I was going to say. Now we got the IS-4 again, who is trying to figure out how to pen me. Bounces the shot. We are doing pretty good so far. IS-4 is going to face hug me now, and we're just going to back up and put the IS-4 in a situation where our 60 is able to pen him as well. Oh, but I'm stuck on a frickin'... I'm not a 60, our Super Conk. I was going to say I'm stuck on a frickin' dead carcass of the YAG. Alright, let's reload, and let's push out. Oh, we got the T100. T100's definitely a bigger threat than the 60 right now. Oh, no. What will I do? I will back up. Oh, that's great. All right, so we got the 50B behind me, which is a problem, but, oh, we got the waffle in front as well. There you go. Okay, another nice bounce, but there's nothing I can do about that 50B on my rear, and that is going to be the death of me, most likely. We'll see. We will definitely see. However, I will tell you that it's probably going to be the death of me. Let's angle our tank, and come on, give me a bounce. Oh, that works too. That works too. Beautiful. All right, keep backing up, keep backing up. All right, and we aim in a high explosive. There you go, but we are going to die. I can't angle against this. Oh, yes, I can. The 50B is awful at the game and allowed me to get a bounce. That's crazy when you actually think about it. Okay, well, yeah, this is why the Type 71 is such a good tank. This is why. I mean, the armor is incredible, and when you're up against people that don't have brains, it works really, really well. So we have the 60 over here, and ooh, we were very close to being able to hit the 60, but he ended up moving. Okay, well, we're going to wait, and, I mean, I'm going to try and flank behind if I can. I don't know where the enemy waffle went. Ah, there he is. We probably spotted him. Yes, we definitely did spot him. Okay, well, let's see what we can do here. I'm just going to wait, and super conk pokes. He gets the pen out, and we get a shell out ourselves for 378, and we back up. 6,500 damage dealt, and our yo bounces the rear. What a skilled player, bro. Well, we carried this game. That's as simple as it is. And this is why the Type is such an incredible heavy, because you can get away with games and carries like this. You have enough health, you have enough armor, and a really good gun to just get you through the thick and thin. We blocked 3,700 this game. We dealt 6,500. We got an ace, and we absolutely carried the crap out of this battle. Our teammates did not even remotely support us. I mean, I get that the Super Conk only had 4,000 battles, and the yo, I mean, bro, was just a brainlet. 42%, bro, and yeah. But our team really did not support us. The fact that that 50B was able to flank me with a super conk on his rear and a yo, kind of crazy. But we won. We absolutely carried. And I think that about wraps up the Type 71. If you want an incredible heavy, which has everything going for it, this is the tank for you. Its line is very easy to grind. Type 68 is incredible. Features really solid DPM at 2,500. It's got 380 millimeters of heat pen. It's a great tank. The Chisei is one of the strongest tech tree tier 8s in the game. It's really only the Judo that's kind of mid, and even the Judo is fine. The Jiunu is absolutely amazing, so yeah, the whole line's actually great, and not only that, but you get two different playstyles. You can either run it with gun depression, or you can run it with mobility. Personally, I feel like mobility is more important right now, with the way the meta is working and the fact that mediums are so influential. I prefer the mobility on the tank, but that's currently how I see it. If the game goes back to a slower meta, then maybe I'll run gun depression, but for now, you'll see me running mobility. Let me know what you guys think about the Type, but I can tell you it's a beast. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.